part 2 of writing the songs. I hope you've had some fun exploring with writing a cinquain and in writing a lament, and have given yourself permission to listen to plucking the strings of your heart in writing the songs, as we talked about in part 1. I'm going to teach you 2 more types today of writing the songs, and I want to remind you to relax. There isn't a right or wrong here. There isn't any certain words you have to have. This is about listening to yourself and listening to what comes forth first. That's what you should put on paper. We're going to start with a narrative song. Narrative means story, so you could just write a letter to God if you wanted, like a letter to the Creator. That would be a narrative song. But if you feel like that's kind of intimidating, which you did to me at the beginning, here's a little formula that will work. Change the wording as you want. Pause the screen for yourself if you need to write more time than I'm allowing with my pauses. But to start a narrative, we start with a greeting. For example, Dear Creator, Dear God, Dear Holy One. Hi, talk to the Creator as if you were talking to a friend. Then list some gifts you have received from the Creator, just recently, maybe today, maybe yesterday. List them. Don't make sentences out of them. Just, I've received this from you. And just list 2 or 3 things. Then move on to making a short list, semi-sentences or a list, it makes no difference, of things that the Creator does for you every day. Things we take for granted. Maybe it's breath. Maybe it's the shelter of our home. Just things we don't pause to say thank you for. And then you move to today, I hope for. This is the point where you start to move into what's on my heart today. Today I hope for, or I wish to communicate, whatever your language. And after you have written that, claim what you're feeling about it. Today I claim that. This is where I am. This is what's going on. And part of that can be, I write to you because. Remember, it's a narrative. You're telling your own personal story, your own communique. And as you do this, trust your words and your language. And as you move toward feeling finished, you write, my desire is to. What's your hope? What is it you wish? You start at the beginning in talking about things God does for you. Now it's time to say, I hope for this. These are my desires at the moment. Laying your narrative out on paper. And then close your narrative, as the psalmist always did, with a phrase of thanksgiving in whatever form you wish to say it. We're going to move to the 4th type of a psalm. I'm not going to tell you the name of it till we're done because it's more fun that way. But we're going to write 10 lines. But the easiest thing about it is you're going to use the first word of every sentence starting with the same 3 to 4 words. Now you get to pick that phrase right now. I've chose a phrase, for example, to say, praise be to the Creator for, and then I keep filling in the blank. You might choose to say, today God, I'm here for, and keep filling in the blank. The solution and the way to guide your heart at this point is to start every sentence, every line with the same 3 to 4 words, and write out 10 of them in a row. Just keep going and don't stop. If you feel stuck, repeat the one you did before and it'll break open. Don't feel like you have to get frozen. Just keep writing until you have 10 different thoughts. And I'll pause and let you do that right now. And you can pause your screen to take the time to do that. Well done. You have just done a 10-line form of the Psalms known as anaphora. Spelled A-N-A-P-H-O-R-A, but it's pronounced differently, anaphora. It's 1 to 3 words used at the beginning of each sentence in a repetitive form in writing to bring emphasis, known as a prose or poetry method. It's a formalized form of poetry. Congratulations, you have done a good job of exploring in how to write some psalms of your own. And you don't have to be a writer. You just have to listen to yourself. I want to share with you, we didn't say we were going to have a 5th method, but I want to share with you one that is published and written by Stephen Mitchell. And Stephen chose to read the lengthy psalm, Psalm 16, 7 through 11, which has many, many verses. And what he did was he just sat down and wrote a paraphrase of it. And you have that option as well. And here's the paraphrase that Stephen Mitchell wrote to that lengthy set of verses. Unnameable God, I feel you with me at every moment. You are my food, my drink, my sunlight, and the air I breathe. In your presence there is a fullness of joy and a blessedness forever and ever. Any psalm you read, you can paraphrase what touches you, and it will be another style for you to use in writing your own song. I thank you for participating in part 1 and part 2 of writing the Psalms. And I want to close with the quote that I used at the end of the first part 1, is to remember that writing our Psalms teaches us the rhythms of life, and more importantly, about the divine and our relationship with the divine within us. God bless you, and blessings on your explorations in writing with, about, and in conjunction with the divine and the creator.